Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slaves, source peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And today, let's go to Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is now acquiring weaponized drones, and so they have now joined the ranks of some of the world powers now using weaponized drones. And they've signed a contract with China, a Chinese company called Chengdu, and these are what are called pterodactyl drones. And the exact number they are getting isn't known yet, but these are, of course, ones that are modeled after the U.S. Predator and Reaper drones. And what makes this story interesting to me, first of all, is the fact that Saudi Arabia pretty much ends up with any kind of military hardware it wants, and we've seen the way it deploys it. And but what's interesting about this is that the United States won't sell drones directly to Saudi Arabia. So very interesting there. There is a threshold for the United States. Apparently, they say that there's enough human rights violations by Saudi Arabia, particularly in their war in Yemen, that they don't want to give them certain kinds of military technology, and drones are one of them. But it is kind of interesting how Saudi Arabia can then just go around and get drones from China instead. And apparently isn't any protest by the United States as far as I've been able to tell. But Iraq bought some of these drones in 2015. They have not quite as effective as the United States version, which of course have far superior technology, but nonetheless these work. But we can see that they're probably going to end up being used in Yemen. And the United States really doesn't have any room to talk about Saudi Arabia using drones in Yemen, even though they have that fear, because it turns out that there's white phosphorus and cluster bombs that are being used by Saudi Arabia in Yemen that also came from the United States. A lot of outlawed technology. But the Saudis have been trying to get these drones for 6 years, and now they have them. So just a interesting little story, as I mentioned, that there's somebody that's always going to sell people the weapons they want, and in Saudi's case, if they can't get them from the United States, they'll get them from China. And like I say, they are now amongst the ranks of countries in the world, particularly countries that have very aggressive foreign policies right now, who will have weaponized drones. I'm a Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.